Just when you think United turns a new leaf, just when you think we've turned the corner, there seems to be some progress, and then yet again we find a performance like this. And you can put it in the same category as the Everton loss, as the Grimsby loss. It's a very bad performance. It's not good enough. How are we drawing to a team in the relegation zone? A team that this season alone hasn't been good. They've changed managers 3 times before Nuno came in. And they seemingly are not better than us. And yet, once again, a team came to Old Trafford and found it easy to play against us. They didn't need to be that much more aggressive than us, just a bit more, and they got a goal. We seemed to be wanting to get the goal, and when we did, it was a bit of luck. Because let's be honest, Delo didn't have the best of games. But again, he found himself in a position from Ahmad's shot that was a cross or a cross come shot. Either way, it ended up at Delo's feet in the box and he put it away. It was a good finish. But from that moment, you did think that United was going to start pressurizing West Ham and get a second, get a third, and put the game to bed. But instead, we sat back and defended like we were the team in the relegation zone and we were desperate for 3 points. Now, yes, you have to want to have 3 points. It's not going to be given to you. Winning a game is always earned. But the way we approached that game after we scored the first goal, the way the second half was, it's no different to Everton. The only proper chance we created was a moment of luck that ended up at Delo's feet. I don't remember a clinical chance that we got that would have been like, you know what, if that wasn't saved, it's a goal. West Ham were comfortable in the game, especially in the second half when we decided to sit back and defend and allow them possession of the ball. And that is why they got confidence. That is why they created the chances that they did. And if they were more clinical, we could have been facing another loss. We would have been talking about another loss under Amorim. And Amorim himself, what decisions is he making in game? How are you bringing on Manuel Ugarte when you didn't need a defensive midfielder on the field? Why are you making defensive changes when we are in the lead? Make attacking changes. And yes, the bench itself didn't really have that many players that could actually change the game. But you had Mainu, you had Lacey. These are players that can create opportunities, that can score goals, that can be an attacking threat. But taking Cunha off, taking off Xerxes, that left you with 2 less attackers, which made it easier for West Ham to push up and, of course, create opportunities and get a bit of possession of the ball. And they were quite comfortable with that. But we couldn't live with it. They played long balls into our defense and we couldn't deal with those long balls. And we couldn't even deal with the second balls. And that is basically how they created the opportunity for their equalizer. It was a long ball that they fought for at a second ball. And Mazraoui got the ball out for a corner, thankfully. But again, our defending was so bad. How is it possible that the West Ham player, I can't remember what his name is, but how does he have so much space in the box? Why are we all bunching up at the near post? Amorim says these are the details we need to get right in order to win games. But why are we playing defensively at our own home ground against a team we should be beating comfortably? That's not good. That is definitely not good enough. Ruben Amorim definitely needs to start finding some sort of consistency, finding some sort of foundation to build upon, because we can't keep winning, losing, winning, drawing, losing, drawing. There needs to be consistency. It's starting to look like a very bad pattern that when there's an opportunity for us to climb the table, when there's an opportunity for us to at least progress forward with proper concrete evidence by that of the table, it seems like some of these players don't want to do that. They don't want to rise to the challenge. They seem quite comfortable with where we are right now. It's not good enough. It's as simple as that. We need to start winning games. Amorim needs to start showing something, because I certainly am struggling to see where this particular project is going. And people want to talk about Arteta and him going through this particular phase and now looking like he's going to probably win the Premier League and, compete for the final places in the Champions League, maybe even win it. But football doesn't work that way. This is not how reality works. Just because Amorim is going through this phase, it's not 100% guarantee that 2-3 years from now, Amorim is going to be finding us in a position where we are competing at the top and competing for Champions Leagues. It's not a guarantee. We have to be better. Amorim needs to start being better. We have one game a week. What are they doing in training? That's a serious question. Last season they had the excuse of it's Europa League, oh it's the traveling, oh it's the amount of games, they're not used to it. Now they only have one game a week and they're still putting in the same performances that made us end up 15th last season. There are no excuses and I don't feel sorry for them because they need to be better. They've shown that they can be better. Winning at Anfield away, winning at Palace away, and certainly in the beginning of the season, you were supposed to win Arsenal if Bayern didn't throw the ball into the net himself that day. But again, these are all in the past. There needs to be some sort of concrete evidence to us as fans to say, you know what, Amorim is the man for the job. Right now, it doesn't look like there is anything that we can cling to. No silver linings. It's just difficult. And it is tiring to know that these players are so lethargic, they're so lazy. They are just not the right mentality needed for some of those players at Manchester United. But anyway, we have to move on to the next one. It is Wolves next. And we'll talk about that in the preview. But again, it's a game where there isn't much confidence. But have a wonderful weekend. We'll see each other again soon in the next one. Bye-bye, Red Devils. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.